Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy JB Roseau, man. I'm with the gang right now. Today's podcast episode gonna be about learning from mistakes, man, how to deal with them, man. I'm actually got a special guest today. Today we got the CEO of the brand that sponsors us, man. Go ahead, tell them who you are, man.
Hey, I'm Pete Bailey. Life's good, and I always say it's about to get better. So what you put into it to be able to make it in life. So I'm super excited to be down here with the real pretty TT, you know, Roseau, Milan down there.
You know what I'm saying? We love to have you here, man.
For sure, man.
Truly,
and also I love Atlanta too. I love it.
Thanking us for your presence.
Hey, man, thank you, man. Definitely enjoy to have you in this podcast today. Man, I want to start about what's today's energy like for everybody, man. Like, how y'all feeling after like a day that we had today?
I'm very tired, but I'm ready to push through and complete the day.
Yeah, we was putting a lot of work in today, man. Definitely tired, but like, hey, we was grinding though. How about?
So, like for me, man, very productive, man.
Very productive.
And that's how you see results. You know what I'm saying? You put in that hard productivity, and you'll see the results. You know what I'm saying? So, just it was dope today.
That's what I'm talking about. Nah, definitely very productive day, man. Milan, what's going on? How you feeling?
It's been hella productive, running on no sleep, really.
Dang.
Definitely running off no sleep.
Running off no sleep, just been trying to knock shit out the way.
You got that Red Bull in that system, though.
I ain't got no Red Bull. I don't drink Red Bull.
You don't drink Red Bull?
I got
just
the
going
Red
just
Bull.
straight
That
off
shit ain't
muscle
helped
at this
me
point.
none.
You're a
Straight off the
G,
muscle.
Shoot, boy, I'm running on fumes, sound like, man. But we can go ahead and dive right straight into the topic, man. Like when it comes down to making mistakes and everything, like describe a mistake that you made that actually taught you a valuable lesson. Like that whoop your ass, like shit, I'll never do that bit again.
Driving with a suspended license.
What? I think we all been there.
I will never
been
do
there.
that
Oh
shit
shit,
again.
boy.
Did you get caught?
Yeah.
I will never do that shit again.
Man, that shit is no joke for real, man. Make sure y'all take care of business when it comes down to that license, but they don't play. They throw the book at you hard.
Georgia ain't no joke. Huh?
Nah, Georgia they
no
pull you over.
joke.
I got pulled over in Georgia getting onto the highway. Like I just got on, like 30 seconds later, a state patrol pulled me over.
Wow.
I'm like, bro.
Georgia police be nitpicking.
I didn't even like get into no certain speed for you to pull me over, but you just pulled me over just because.
Nitpicking.
I'm like, dang, man. But like, I mean, yeah, just like, what are some other examples, man, of like mistakes that made that taught y'all a valuable lesson? What would be like some other examples that y'all might have?
I'd say like one of the examples for me would be to not necessarily assume that just because you did something out of the kindness of your heart, it's owed back to you. So when you did it, you were supposed to have done it with pure intentions. So if that person then chooses to say, yeah, you did this, but fuck you, you can't even be mad.
Right.
Because you knew you was coming from a good place when you did it. So don't take it back now and, put negative energy towards the situation when you did it out of purity.
Don't be an Indian giver.
For real. Not an Indian giver.
Like, give my jump back then, fool.
Yeah, like you can't be like, nah, fuck you, give me that blessing back. No.
Right.
You did a blessing because you know you're gonna get blessed in return. It ain't gotta be by that person. That person doesn't have to be the one to give you a blessing. God gonna give it to you because he saw what you did.
Exactly. I like that point, man. Really, because it's kind of like the energy that you put out into the world, like, is what you're gonna get back. So as long as you know you put your best foot forward, like you literally just like actually gave this person something valuable, the universe is gonna see that, God gonna see that, and like boom, it's gonna give it back to you tenfold, 10 times. So.
Oh my God! You know the biggest lesson ever in life?
What's that?
One wrong fucking move of emotions gonna fuck up everything you got in motion.
Come on now.
I like that. So
One. It takes
Not
one,
two,
It takes
but
one. It could be a
one.
30-second moment of emotional reaction. It's gonna fuck up everything you've had coming your way.
Definitely.
Because you didn't know how to control yourself. You fucked up everything.
would you have like an example, like a scenario that took place, or just a random scenario?
Okay, Okay.
It can be made up.
So you. Okay, so I was in a relationship or whatever, and you know, I really loved this person, we cared for. We were living together, and I got mad at him one day because we were having a conversation. You know, he was a very honest person. He would tell me how he felt, so he was trying to vent to me about how he was feeling at the moment. He was like, you know, like I low-key feel like I want space, but I don't want space. Like it's weird. He would let it build up, then come to me. But he doesn't feel that way in the moment. This is what he felt like 2 weeks ago when I asked you what was wrong. You're just now telling me what it really was. And I didn't like shit like that. So he was venting to me, but I'm thinking this is present. Whole time, this is weeks ago. So you don't even feel this way, but I'm taking it as you feel that way. So I get up and I leave to go for a drive, put my phone on airplane mode and shit to make him, you know, want to chase me. I get back to the house, he left, went to the strip club.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh, okay, fuck you. You got the Ring doorbell camera. I packed up everything in that house, and I'm making sure he could see me on the Ring camera, dragging all my shit out the house. Pack my car up and go home. I'm like, yeah, he finna fucking get home, and he gonna see that I left, and blah blah blah. I'm checking my phone, nothing. So I'm like, it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, you ain't hit me yet. Yo, I called this nigga. He's still at the club.
Oh wow.
This nigga was still at the club. I said, oh wow. Next day I see him at work. We break up.
Damn.
Because I moved out.
Damn.
He said that reaction you had to me venting to you, he was like, I didn't even feel that way in the present. I was trying to explain to you the past shit that I felt weeks ago. But he said your reaction was to up and leave.
Wow.
And you left, and he said, I don't know what it is, but I feel like you deciding to go back home, this is like the window of opportunity for the breakup. Because we've been needing the breakup. I just didn't really want to. But you up and packing all your shit and leaving and going home, it's like your reaction brought it on. So I remember I was so upset because I was like, we could have still been together if I would have just not packed my shit and went home.
But do you think you reacted that way because you were already feeling that way somewhat, you know what I'm saying, and you just didn't come out and maybe show him or maybe say it?
I mean, I'm a very direct communicator.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell you right then and there if I feel like we need space, whatever. I would tell him.
Okay.
So for me, so what he was actually saying to me, this is what made me actually leave, was he was explaining to me there was a girl that, you know, he liked a little bit. He was like, when he worded this shit, he was like, she lives 5 minutes away and I can't see her outside the club. She works at the club. That's why I packed my shit and left when I found out he went to the club.
How long did it take you to pack? 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Packed all my shit. Because I'm like, so I'm over here. I was crying when I walked out. I'm crying and walked out. You're not going to chase me, but you're going to go to the club to talk to this bitch? Oh, got you. So it was him telling me, you know, like I can't even like have her come to the house because, you know, all your stuff's here. She gonna know you live here, blah, blah, blah. So I'm taking this as you want me to go. I'm taking this as you want me to leave. So I'm not gonna force my presence on you. I'm gonna leave. Then next day I saw him, he was like, that's not what I was saying. If I wanted you to leave, I would have said leave. He was like, I don't even really like the girl like that. I was just letting off some steam of what's been building up. I didn't want you to leave. He's like, anytime I need space from you, I go lay on the couch for 2 days and then come back and I'm good.
Right.
Okay, well, fuck it. I reacted. And he's like, well, your reaction
You saw
opened up the
everything.
window. He's like, your reaction opened up the window to the breakup. And I was sitting on that for the longest. I'm like, oddly enough, my reaction turned into a blessing because we needed to break up.
Right.
And that's what he was saying. He's like, we needed to break up. We never knew when it was going to happen. I sped up the process. My reaction sped it up. And I'm like, I didn't want to speed it up that fucking fast.
Like, wait. Let's pull a more time on this.
I'm like, now, do I think we would still be together today if I hadn't moved out? No.
Yeah.
We would have still had a couple more months in, though.
Right. Okay.
It was a 50-50. Because, you know, then 2 weeks later, as I'm trying to cope with the breakup, that's when my best friend passed away. So I'm like, my reaction lost you. Now I lost her, and I can't even come back to you.
Yeah.
I can't even come back to you to help me deal with this new loss.
Do you think that pride maybe had kind of taken over just a little bit? Because at any point you could have been like, you know what, my bad, I acted too quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk, let's make things right. I mean, maybe pride on either one of you guys in.
I'll say when it comes to that situation in particular, I don't think pride had anything to do with it, because I feel like any woman, you're laying in bed with the man you love, and the man you love is telling you, I can't even bring another girl I just met over or spend time with her or see if I like her because you live here, but you asked me to move in. Anytime I try to go home, you beg me to stay, you don't want me to go, but you wanted me to interpret that as past tense feelings, but you're telling me in the present?
Like, bro, like,
well, I didn't misinterpret anything. That literally sounded like the indirect form of saying, "Hey, we need space."
You need space, right?
And that's how I took it, and I was cool with that. But I just feel like you weren't being blunt enough to say, "I want the space." So I took it upon myself to give it to you because that's how it was coming.
Right.
But for you to sit there and be like, "I overreacted," and that's not what you really meant. Any person in that position, man or woman. If a woman is sitting there telling you, I think I might like this other guy, but I can't even spend time with him, let him come over, cook for me, none of that, because you live here, you are not staying. You're not staying.
Right.
And I mean, like, you didn't even take the chance to actually, like, when you left or anything, like, talk to you about it or anything like that, or try to put in the effort on, like.
And it's crazy, because when I saw him that next day and we talked, yo, that was the most hurtful breakup of my life because it was so bipolar. And I felt like that nigga was killing me, like, in the breakup. Because I'm like, the shit he was saying, I was like, bro, like, we could break up, but I understood what he was doing. It's a weird way he goes about stuff. He prefers to make you hate him.
Push you
to
away.
Keep you from coming back.
Right.
In order to make sure this is a solidified breakup, I have to hurt you in the worst ways. Yeah, I have to really hurt you in the worst ways. This man called me into the office for the breakup. At first, he's like, hey, just come back to the house after work.
Right.
So I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna make up. He said, come back to the house. Then 30 minutes later, he said, you know what? Never mind. Come to the office. I said, oh, shit. You don't want me to come to the house no more? It's over with. And that man sat there and he was like, explain to me how you feel about me. I said, what you mean? You already know. He's like, no, like, go in detail. Like, how do you really feel about me? I'm sitting there crying, spilling about how much I love him. This man looked at me. He said, and that's why we're over. I said, God
Damn.
I said,
Wow.
God
Boy, you
damn.
gonna
When I
pour your
tell
whole
you,
heart out,
he
boy.
made me pour my heart out and then looked at me and said, and that is why I'm done. I said, I'm sorry, am I missing something here? He said, everything you just said you feel about me, I don't feel that way about you.
Get out of here.
I was just sitting
And
there.
how long was y'all together?
I've been dealing with that man since I was 16.
Get out of here.
Oh,
So I'm just sitting there like,
Mm.
I'm just sitting there like, You just made me sit here and be vulnerable
Right,
and tell you how much I
out.
love you. To tell me my feelings and the love I have for you is something you don't have for me and is the reason you can't be with me.
That's crazy.
I was like, yo, I looked at him, I said, I know you're trying to hurt me. I said, I know
Right.
you're
Why
trying
has
to
it got
hurt
to
me.
be a game,
So,
though? You know what I'm saying?
Craziest part about it, yo, he was like, we're done, but he wouldn't look at me.
Right.
He would not look at me as he was saying it. I said, if you want to end this, man the fuck up, look me in my
It
eyes,
takes
tell
a
me
man
it's
to
over.
make eye contact
I
with
said, you gotta look me in my
Right.
eyes, tell me it's over. When I tell you, I'm staring at him. I'm like,
Right.
look at me, nigga, say it. He has his back to me. He finally turns around. You can see his eyes are watering. And he looked at me. He hurried up and said, it's over, Milan, and turned away again. I stormed out the office. This man dropped down to his knees and cried, laying on the floor for an hour. And said it took him having to say that to me to realize everything I said I felt for him, he felt for me.
That's something.
But still
Niggas
didn't
be
want to be
toxic.
together. I
Like
was
that's toxic.
this
boy.
man literally hit me later on that day and literally broke it down to me. He was like, I ain't gonna lie, like doing that, he was like, when I was laying on that ground crying for you, it felt like I had just lost like a family member. Like you felt like I was the closest person to him. He was like, it felt like I lost like my mother. That kind of love where it's like it's unconditional and I feel like I lost it. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, so you are in love with me? He's like, yeah. But it took me having to hurt you and watch you walk out of us breaking up to realize that. However, he said, however, even though I'm acknowledging these feelings, I'm not undoing what I did.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta stand on
I
it.
said, sir, I would rather have not fucking known you actually was in love with me back.
Nah.
You kept that part to yourself.
I said you could have kept that shit to yourself.
Like, brother, you ain't
I said, you
none of
know
that.
the mind fuck you just did? You
Yeah.
literally an hour ago told me you will never feel how I feel towards you. Then you drop down and cry and admit you do feel it. However, I'm gonna stand on everything I said. I'm done. I want out. Baffled me. I was just like, I don't know. Bro, I dropped my pride. I was at this nigga's house, I think the next day, because I had other shit to go get. I'm sitting there breaking down, crying. I'm like, we gotta fix this. You not admitted you're in love with me. We gotta, because he would never admit it.
Yeah.
All the years of me knowing him, he would never admit it. We
So he
lived.
never like told you how much he like loved you and all that.
Yeah. This nigga was fucking with me so much emotionally. He would, like, if we had a conversation about how we feel, I would ask him, like, do you love me? Because I tell you I love you, but do you love me? And he'd like, yeah, but I'm like, in what way? What way do you love me? Do you love me romantically? Do you love me as a friend, as a person?
Right.
And he was like, I love you. I'm like, nigga,
Well,
what the
like,
fuck does
yeah,
that mean?
like, love has so many different forms, nigga.
He was like,
Yeah.
Milan, like, I genuinely love you. I'm like, bro, what fucking way do you love
you
me?
love a puppy, nigga. Like, come on.
I said,
Right.
nigga, do you love me romantically? He said, no. Every time I asked him, he's like, no. I said, okay, so you just love me as a person? He's like, no. Nick, you don't love me romantically, but you don't. He's like, if I fucking loved you as a friend or as a person, you wouldn't be living with me. I wouldn't be in this relationship, whatever the fuck we had. We would not be in any of this if I just loved you as a friend or as a person. So why are you so in denial about? Bro, that shit was weird.
Man, nah,
But it's crazy, that relationship, that breakup in general taught me so much about just myself. It was
well,
weird.
I was gonna ask you, like, with that type of situation that took place, like, do you feel like that affected you, like, how you view relationships today? Like, do you feel like that type of
It did, because being out of it now, like clear-minded, because we ended with June of last year, so it's been almost a year. So being out of it, I'm just like, a lot of that man literally did it for me. He broke up with me for me. And I was so mad at first in the beginning. I'm like, fuck you. Like, how do you admit you're in love with me but then say you don't want me?
Right.
But then he kept trying to break it down. He was like, Milan, like, I don't bring peace to you. Why do you want to be with me? I don't bring you peace. Like, he's like, I don't
That's
communicate
important.
well. Yeah, he was
That's
just
so
like,
important.
he said, the only thing I can really do for you is be honest.
Right.
This shit is killing us. He was like, because I see you trying to grow and work on yourself. And you know, he's a very successful businessman. He's on his shit as a man, but he doesn't know how to really be a man emotionally and mentally. So it's like, outside of business aspects, no. Absolutely not. There's a lot of room for growth. And to this day,
What's
this
up?
man went and got in a new relationship 2 months after me.
Oh wow.
Moved her in within a month into the same house that me and you were living in together. Moved her in, you know, and they look happy as ever. I've never seen him this happy. So it's like, I'm no longer mad because we both needed happiness in two different ways. I needed happiness internally. I needed peace. I didn't need happiness. I needed peace because that peace brings untouchable joy. He needed someone that didn't know him that well. Someone that's not gonna sit there and hold your feet to the fire.
I feel that.
When it's somebody that knows everything about you, it's really hard to grow from that because it's like they're gonna hold you accountable at all times. Somebody that don't fucking know you and don't know the shit that you're hiding from, they can't hold you accountable.
Right.
She don't know him. I even asked him, I said, so does she know X, Y, and Z? He's like, absolutely not. She don't ask, I don't tell her. It's nothing to talk about. I said, so you're still not working on yourself? He said, exactly.
Right.
He doesn't have to.
No growth.
You
Wow.
met someone who's not
They
gonna
won't
make you
accept you as-
change.
yeah.
She's accepting, and she's only accepting it. We're gonna be for real, because of your money. You met somebody that had 2 children, had her first child at 15. You met someone that has 2 kids, neither fathers in their life.
Dang. Yeah.
You take this bitch on trips every other week. And it's the type of trips where it don't pack nothing. When you get there, I got the room or Airbnb decked out in Louis, Gucci, everything. Moved you and your kids in. Get your kids everything.
Wow.
I gave you an entire new life. Why? Who would leave that?
Exactly, my boy.
Like when she told that man he had to cut all ties with me. At first I'm pissed because I'm like, who is she? Like I've been here for years. But like when I calmed down, I was like, I don't blame her. This man then uprooted you and gave you an entire new life. Hell yeah, it's fuck me. The fuck? As it should be.
Now with some of the points that you've been making and everything, with the story, like I actually have a question along those lines. Like, what role does self-awareness play in learning from your mistakes? You know,
I feel like it's self-awareness is key, and that's to everything. Relationships, just becoming a better person for yourself, to even be in a relationship or just. I put it this way: self-awareness is key because I myself move on a day-to-day basis being self-aware of what I'm doing. So let's just say when it comes to starting a family, I know I'm very self-aware. I'm not ready to be a mother. I don't know how to deal with children. I still have my own personal issues to work out with my mother. I would never put myself in a position to have to become someone's mother knowing I'm not ready. I'm not going to put my child through what my mother did to me because she didn't know how to be a mother to me. I'm not going to do that to my child, so I'd rather stay away. I'm self-aware of that. Relationships. I ain't been single since I was 18. I'm very self-aware. I don't need to be in another one right now. I need time to just enjoy myself. Get to know myself. Of course, I'm going to still mess up, make mistakes, all that. I feel like, are you ever going to really, truly learn who you are as a person if you're not making mistakes and messing up?
and I would say like with that, man, I think it's very important to be self-aware at all times with anything that you do on a day-to-day basis, because if you make mistakes, it's okay. Like, acknowledge it and know that you are human and it's going to happen. So when it happens, like, you being self-aware about this situation, it's like now you're able to like, okay, well, it happened, I can go ahead and correct it and make a better situation out what just took place. So if you're not self-aware, then you're just gonna accept, you know what I mean, you're just gonna go through the motions and just like, it's not gonna register. You're gonna keep going through the same mistake, keep going through until like you realize like, hey, something gotta change. You know, they always say the definition of insanity is when you constantly do the same thing over and over again and hoping to get different results.
I low-key have like a question for
What's
the
up?
three of you guys, and it's more so of a, what is, I'm trying to figure out how to word this, like what is an experience or something that happened to y'all where in the moment you didn't want to take accountability that you were in the wrong or that you had made a mistake, but later on in life you realized, okay, I need to fix this about myself?
Now, I actually have a perfect example for that, man. Earlier this year, I was interested in this one girl, and we was getting to know each other, and we really developed feelings for each other. And things were going great, but they were progressing very fast. And I would definitely take responsibility for what took place on how fast it was going, because I could have controlled the pace. I could have been like, nah, sorry. I could basically set boundaries that would have slowed and let things just happen organically. But I didn't. I was like, everything just seemed to be, let's just let things just happen. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? I was caught up in excitement, you know, but I grew to where I was like, dang, like, I'm no longer feeling like this. I guess like the feelings burnt quick, you know what I'm saying? Because of how fast everything went. And I had to be real. Like, first I was like, well, dang, I don't want to be real with her because I don't want to hurt her feelings. And I know I'm wrong because it's like, I let this happen. I was like, you can come over more and things like that. So I eventually had to come to realization I had to be real right then, because I don't want to continue this on and then you get hurt even worse later in the time, you know what I'm saying?
Waiting on you to change how you feel.
Exactly. Like, maybe I might feel different a couple months from now. Nah, let me just go ahead and be real with you right now, because my feelings did change. So it was just kind of like I had a conversation with her, and we was cool. We became friends. She understood. You know, she definitely felt some type of way, of course, because I mean her feelings were in it. You know what I'm saying, strong. So a lesson I really learned from that is that, well, realization that I had about myself is that I would love to be in a relationship with somebody, and at that moment in my life I couldn't really provide what she deserved. Like, I couldn't be, cause I couldn't give her all of me, you know what I'm saying, all the time consistently as the expectation I set in the beginning. I didn't set proper expectations. Like, you know what I'm saying, I gave her too much of me, gave her too much of my time,
And you had to upkeep that.
I had to upkeep that. And I have a lot going on with, you know, the brand, the business, music, and all that. And I wasn't real myself. And then it came to a realization like, dang, I can't balance the two. I can't balance developing this with you and doing this. Like, it's either or. And so, for a long time, I was like, I can't ever do that to a girl again because, I mean, I don't want to play with nobody's time, no feelings. I do value the women time that I do talk to, you know what I'm saying? I just made a mistake, like, dang, you know, I was really into her, but it blew way quick. So, definitely, like, the lesson I learned is, like, hey, listen, set proper expectations. You know what I'm saying? If you know that, like, you have a certain lifestyle, certain things going on in your life, let the person know.
Move at a pace you can maintain.
Exactly, move at a pace you can
increase
maintain.
it gradually, but continue to move at a nice pace you know you can maintain.
Cause with me, like when you know what I'm saying, when I like you, you mess with a nigga like me, I'm gonna give you the greatest experience.
Go all in.
Yeah, I'm be real. Like I want to make sure that like, yo, you are treated right. But like that's just me, and I when I like you, you're gonna just always get the best treatment. However, it was just like that on a consistent level. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't. I was giving too much of me and everything, and not able to put so much towards what I was really working on. So nah, definitely, I'll be my example for y'all, man.
An experience that I have had that has caused me to acknowledge and reflect on and promote change within my life, it would definitely be situations where I'm in a confrontational space and I don't necessarily need to be. Like, I don't have to be confrontational. I can just walk away, but I continue to defend myself and defend my character because you're not finna play with me no type of way. You feel me? And it's like, sometimes you just gotta let people do them. Like, other people's opinion of you is none of your business. Like, you know who you are as a person. And I had to come to that realization that, like, I can't always react to how someone else is acting. I just have to let them do them. Because at the end of the day, I'm a genuine person. I'm a real person. Like, real and genuine, they synonyms. But y'all feel where I'm coming from.
The real
like,
TT?
No, the real pretty TT at that. The big one. Y'all already know what's up.
Yes, sir.
But I am a genuine person. And I feel like a lot of the times I come off as like, oh, real mad or real like, but it's just like, I would never do you like that. So don't ever play with me like that. You feel me? And there's been a lot of situations like with my parents or with like a spouse where it was like, damn, like I didn't have to be confrontational. You feel me? Or even like with a boss, like definitely. Where I was like, I didn't have to be confrontational, but me trying to defend my character, whatever. Fuck it. I know who I am as a person, so I don't have to defend me no more because I'm secure within myself. So, yeah.
I like that. That was definitely dope, man.
No doubt. Definitely relatable. For me, like, I had a situation where it was a family member that I'm not gonna mention how close they was to me, but something happened because of me. Some things that I was doing that I was trying to keep on the low kind of got exposed because of me. And I felt like the family member kind of spreaded the news, added flames to the fire, just really exposed it more than what it should have been. And it's one of those things to where instead of just sitting down and honestly just being the man and sitting down and talking like, hey, you did X, Y, Z, and this bothered me, and I didn't like it, let's make it right, or whatever like that. How I'm wired is that I just cut people off and keep it moving. And, because I don't want to deal with stress, I don't want to deal with pressure, I don't want to deal with going back and forth. I don't want to deal with a lot of things that I feel like are unnecessary. So I've just practiced over years, just cut people off and keep moving. And that is not the right way to do it. The right way is to sit down and because a lot of times, man, people don't know. They don't always know how they may have offended you, or they don't know if it even cut that deep to you, what I'm saying? So, the right way that I probably should have handled was sit down and say, listen, man, you did this to me, and I know you did it, and because of that, you know, it's made me feel some kind of way. It's affected my trust in you. You know what I'm saying? And trust is big for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes a lot of time to build trust with people, but it takes one small scenario to destroy that trust.
Destroy all of it.
Right.
Exactly
Immediately. So you know what I'm saying? And I felt like the trust had been destroyed, you know, over a close family member. So, you know, like I said, I had to cut this person off, and I was going on about my business. You know, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm wired a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? So
we wired the same.
Oh, that's right. You're Scorpio.
Yeah.
That's right.
I feel exactly where he's coming from. Like,
Hey, for real. So I ended up cutting that person off, and close family member that I didn't talk to for like 6 months, and their birthday came around, and I still didn't reach out to this person, and it's never been a season where I didn't reach out to this person before. So you know what I'm saying? Like birthday swung around, didn't reach out to him, and probably maybe a couple weeks after that, it like really hit home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, you know what? Life is short. You know what I'm saying? I lost my mom a couple years ago, and losing her just affected me tremendously. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and all I could think about was like, man, if anything happened before I made it right with this person, like, I don't know how I would handle that. Because at the end of the day, I feel like I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was wrong of how I handle things, even if I didn't like what they did. You know what I'm saying? I still should have took the time to say, listen, you know, again, you said this or you did X, Y, and Z, that affected me. You know what I'm saying? So going forward, I would appreciate you if you don't make moves like that again. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, and that probably would have been the more, you know, manly or just the right way to handle things. Like, if you got an issue with somebody, man, sit down and talk to that person.
Yeah.
Don't go behind people's back and talking about them. You know what I'm saying? Don't spread rumors and don't spread gossip. You address it with that person. You know what I'm saying? And you work it out with that person. And at least at the end of the day, if you express how you feel, you know what I'm saying? And they don't acknowledge it, you know what I'm saying? Or they don't want to hear it, at least you did your part and you keep it moving.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
right.
what about when they feel as though like, oh, they wasn't never in the wrong? Because like
and
a lot of
said,
people do foul shit and always try to make it seem like, oh, like I'm not the bad guy, nigga.
Right.
You are. Like, look in the mirror, sir.
But you know what?
But this is what I had to tell myself. You will save so much patience. You'll build patience within yourself,
right?
And maintain that level of peace and joy if you, number one, go into the conversation with no expectations.
No expectations.
I don't expect you to apologize. You ain't even gotta acknowledge it. I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know where I stood with the situation. Where you stand is on you.
Right.
When
That's
we walk
good.
away from this conversation, we don't have to be as close as we were. We don't even have to ever talk again, but I addressed it.
Right.
You're entitled to feel how you feel about how I addressed it, and that's fine. We are not going to go back and forth about the
Right.
situation. We're not going to sit here and nitpick the details.
I don't have the time.
Our sides will never agree.
Right.
Because clearly you didn't feel like you was wrong when you did it.
Yeah.
So you're not going to feel wrong now just because I'm admitting to you that I was upset.
Right.
So you go into it with no expectations. I don't need anything from you because I'm forgiving you before I even have the conversation with you.
That's beautiful.
You have to forgive them before you even go into the conversation. If you haven't forgave them yet, there's going to be tension in the conversation. They're going to say something that's going to upset you. They're going to disagree with how you feel. They're going to belittle how you feel. And then you're going to want to pop off. I already forgave you. So anything you're saying right now in this conversation, you're entitled to feel that.
See, I love what you said about that. It's like you go in, you know what I'm saying, when you approach it like, man, I've already forgiven you. And I've had to learn that forgiveness, man, nigga, it's not for you. Forgiveness is for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's because when you forgive somebody, you let it go. You cut it off and you're no longer attached.
Right.
Because like when you have when there's there's an issue, there's a problem or hatred or envy, anything, that is bondage. You know what I'm saying? That keeps you bound from getting to the next level of whatever that you're trying to accomplish. Something as small as that can be heavy weight, and people don't realize, you know what I'm saying? So if you think about all the people that don't piss you off or don't hurt you or anything like that, if you're still holding on to that, man, that's got you bound from getting to your next level. You know what I'm saying? So and that was a good point, Milan. You know what I'm saying? Is that
it's like you're creating soul ties with people that don't even
Come
think twice
on.
about you. You don't
Come
even
on.
cross their fucking mouth. The situation is far from. They forgot the
Come
situation.
on.
By the time you bring it up, they be like, "Where the fuck is that?"
right?
They don't think about you. They don't. Think
They
about
going
the
on with their
situation,
life, you know what I'm saying?
But you're still carrying this imaginary soul tie
Right.
with them as if they owe you something.
Right.
They don't owe you anything. The situation happened, and God allowed it to happen the way it did to teach you something about yourself. And
What if they do owe you
Right
something
there.
though? So like
They don't owe you shit.
like money and
They
none
don't
of
owe you
that.
shit.
Right.
They don't
Because
gotta
God
give it
gonna give it
back.
back to you
Come on.
in the future. They
I
don't
Double?
owe you.
Yes, I
Can you
don't
get
know.
double?
Right, you gonna get double.
Oh, yo,
for that.
All that
Because
shit.
look, because I know what you're referring to. God saw what you did. He saw the blessing. He saw you. Like I said
Right.
earlier, when you did something with pure intentions,
Right.
and you get done dirty, God saw that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you ain't gotta sit there and think about how am I gonna get this motherfucker back. God got something already coming for you.
Right.
And he got something coming for you because you had purity in your heart when you did
Absolutely.
I did.
Absolutely.
it. Exactly. As long as there was pure intentions, you good.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a clear conscience of knowing I tried to be a good person.
Right.
I did exactly what I was intended to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever fuck is coming your way, I don't wish you harm. But I'm not gonna apologize for what might be coming.
Right.
I do.
It's not my doing.
I hope you fall off the table
Nope.
in the section that you bought.
Well, dang.
Nope.
Dang. Anything else?
You can't even think like that because God is hearing them thoughts.
Right.
God can hear them thoughts, and that's gonna come back on you. He's
gonna
going
make it
to
happen.
withhold your blessing because you still thinking like that.
What do you mean, bruh?
I'm so serious. Your blessings
God.
get withheld for thinking like that. Because that's you carrying around.
Easy.
You're not supposed to carry hate in your heart.
I ain't hating.
That's hate.
Let it go, man.
If you can picture ill happening to someone else and you're okay with it happening to them, God he can see what the fuck you think.
I
He
mean,
sees
I feel like,
that.
oh,
Let it go.
You gotta let it go.
I hope you feel better. Get well
No.
soon.
It is an anchor.
Get
It's
well
an
soon.
anchor.
It really
bro.
is, man.
It's an anchor.
You're literally weighing yourself down.
You
God
weigh
is literally
yourself
looking at
down.
you like, girl, if you let it go, you can have 5,000 next week. Let it go.
Exactly.
Whatever you need, he's gonna find a way to make sure you get it as long as you're doing what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. Letting it go.
Trying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the thing, CC. When it comes to letting go, you ain't even gotta try. You don't have to try. It's no effort to let it go. It's literally more effort to carry it than to let it go. Because to carry it, you gotta sit there. I guarantee you think about different ways you can try to get your get back. You gotta think about, look, you gotta sit there and think about, damn, what if I run into you next week, face to face?
It's okay.
What's my
Rock
reaction
you in
gonna
your
be?
shit, bitch.
But that's the thing.
I'm still learning from my mistakes, ho.
But that's the thing.
is real.
Letting go has no effort because for me, I get where you're coming from. I was carrying around such hatred to where I was like, if I see y'all in person, I'm okay with going to jail. And I meant it. I was like, I'm okay with going to jail.
I ain't
because-
never going back to jail.
Because
Fuck no,
it was the level of why did y'all do that?
but, yeah.
It's like you didn't take money or nothing like that, but it's like I was in a vulnerable spot when you did what you did. You knew I was vulnerable before you did it, and it's just like you weird as fuck.
Took
for that.
advantage of me.
You took advantage of my weakness because I wasn't strong at the time. I was weak because I ain't know no better. And you took advantage of it, and it's like I didn't come to peace with shit until earlier this year, and I think it all stemmed from the breakup and then losing my close friend where I was like, oh, I'm not going out like that. I'm not dying carrying this shit in me. I can't do no shit like that.
Right.
Because it's like, if you were to die next week, do you really want to sit there and say, damn, I had all these fucking meaningless soul ties.
Yeah.
I had all this hatred. I never let go. I never forgave. I didn't get to really wake up and have a peaceful ass day knowing I don't give a fuck. I don't think about y'all. Y'all don't cross my mind. If I see you, I don't have to
But
acknowledge you.
that's peace, man.
That's peace.
Peace,
and
bro.
and that's why I said earlier, I was not able to get that peace until I let go.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, I would attest to all of that, man, as far as letting go, because that it can really weigh heavy on your heart, man. It can weigh heavy on your mind. It can cause a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? It can cause a lot of overthinking, a lot of anxiety. It can cause you to really, like, be in a state where you're not able to progress and actually, like, grow out of, like, the old you. You know what I'm saying? Because in a sense, you find comfort, you find identity in the shit that happened to you. It provides like some type of, because that's what you know, instead of like really trying to get to know the real you. Like you feel like this is you and it's not. Like you forever growing, you forever being the best version of you, but you can't because you still hold on to old things. You know what I'm saying? They always say it's easier said than done, but we can tell you ways in like how you can actually do that. Like when you want to let things go, like take the time to acknowledge, like what they were saying earlier, like actually take the time to acknowledge what had took place. You know what I'm saying? Forgive the person.
But I would also say, understand that this is what I tell myself: growth is not about, just boom, becoming a new person. True growth is being able to acknowledge and accept who you were. I don't sit there and I don't look back on my mistakes and be like, girl, you was dumb, you was weak, you was this, you was that. I did that. That's still me. Right. I didn't grow into a brand new person. I'm just a better version of myself.
Right.
I'm not a brand new version, just a better one. So I'm still the same person, I just move wiser now. I'm more guarded, I'm more protective of my energy and my peace. But growth is really, you have to acknowledge, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I used to let that stuff affect me. I'm still that same person. You'll just never get that same energy out of me that I carried back then.
Right.
This is a new energy. Same person, different set of peace.
That's real, man. I love that.
That's good.
All right, so we about to take a break real quick, y'all. But before we do, I want to take the time to shout out again to the brand that sponsors, man. So to joy to have the CEO with us today, man. So before we take the break, I want to take the time to let you actually talk about the brand, man, so the audience can know what is so great about this brand.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's always an honor just to get with you guys, man. And I appreciate everything that y'all doing down here in ATL, representing the brand. And it's Be for Life, and it's all about just being for life, making the best out of every situation, no matter if it's in a relationship, or no matter if it's dealing with finances, or believing in yourself, or just building a solid foundation on some type of spirituality. Just believe in something that is greater than you. So, the brand, our slogan is about life's good, it's about to get better. So no matter the state that you in, you got to be able to view it as, you know what, it's really not that bad. And from that point, once you can view it as that, your life actually does nothing but get better and better and better and better and better and better.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's what's up, man.
It's a lifestyle brand that just believes that everybody can win. And I always say, man, if you can change your mindset, change the way that you look at things, then everything else that's around you will begin to change. So no matter how you was brought up, no matter, if you come from, poverty or whatever like that, it's like you come from poverty, that don't mean you got to die in poverty. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's just kind of what the brand is about. It's just, creating a positive impact on people's life and sharing life experiences that I've gone through. Some of the things that we're working on are just creating digital courses where we teach people how, if you got a 450 credit score, how do you get to an 850 credit score? If you're buying cars from buy here, pay here, like, how can you buy exotic cars with no money down? You know what I'm saying? How can you get into real estate and make money? We just teach how to step your game up and get to the next life. You know what I'm saying? Get to that better life. And for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up not having anything, single family home, single mom, you know what I'm saying? And it was tough, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, like, we struggled and struggled. But it taught me how to have a solid foundation. It taught me how to make the best out of whatever I got, whatever we're dealing with, you know what I'm saying? So, the brand is just strong on the community. And like I said, we're working on digital courses just to be able to teach other people in those areas. So, much love to ATL. Like I said, it's always fun to come down here with this group. They're phenomenal and awesome. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the impact that they're having in the city. You know what I'm saying? So just represent Be for Life. Remember, life's good. Hey,
it's about to get better, man. Hey, man, we'll be right back. Peace.
Right back. Bye.
Man, we back from breaking everything, man. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Feeling good?
I'm feeling good.
That's what's up, man. Nah, that's what's good. That's what's good, man. So I wanted to ask, why do you think it's important to embrace failure and make mistakes?
I feel like that's how you learn for real. I feel like life is all about experiences, whether those are good experiences or bad experiences. At the end of the day, you have to go through those things in order to grow and progress. You can't be successful without failures because you got to know what not to do. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you mess up in something, then that just teaches you, like, you got to do something else differently so that way you can be better. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I'll just say, I mean, like, you know, just like what TT was saying, failure is a part of life, you know what I'm saying? And you got to ask yourself, if you're not failing at anything, that means you're not doing anything.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? You got to try, and when you try, you're going to fail, and then you get back up and you try again, and you're going to fail again. But you know what I'm saying? You have to experience that so you will know, and you will appreciate the things that you do accomplish. You will fail a couple of times. You're going to fail a couple of times at relationships, you know what I'm saying? You're going to fail a couple of times at, you know, with having finances, having your money right, you know what I'm saying? You're going to fail a couple of times with even just believing in yourself, where you're going to have self-doubt, you know what I'm saying, and you want to quit, you want to give up on yourself, you know what I'm saying, but at that time, you just try, keep going, because eventually, you're going to get there, you know what I'm saying, It's just one of those things, like, failure is one of those things that happen, but you got to tell yourself, it's not an option where I stay there, you know.
Right. You can't let it define you. You got to use it to elevate you.
Right. You're going to fall down, but get back up. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Use it as a stepping stone.
Absolutely.
Love that. I love that, man. That's some really powerful points, though, for sure.
I know.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm proud of my failures. Mm-hmm. I feel like every failure I've ever had in every aspect of my life, I was able to come out into this better version of myself. Because at the time, I may have been devastated. I was like, damn, like I'm really just fucking up everything in life. Whole time, no, this is part of the plan. Failing is always a part of the plan. It's very rare you're going to attempt something and succeed every single time just off the first attempt. It doesn't have anything to do with, you know, how smart you are, none of that. It's just a part of life. Life is not meant to be easy. You're not meant to succeed. You're not meant to succeed in everything because some things literally just aren't meant for you. It's meant for other people. That's the path they're going. That's not for you. So you're not going to succeed. That's why even for the people that want to be drug dealers and shit, it's not for everybody.
Come on.
If you fuck up as a drug dealer, that's clearly God telling you, sir, I got something better for you. I'm waiting on you to stop fucking up over here. Realize this ain't going to get you what I'm trying to give you. You just got to move that way.
I love that, man. That was a really good point, man. But no, I appreciate y'all tuning into the podcast episode, man, about mistakes. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, show
Do that
love.
for sure.
Come on,
man.
represent.
You know what I'm saying? Please, no. But no, again, I appreciate you actually coming down to Atlanta and spending time with us, shooting content with us all day, man.
Definitely. I had a lot of fun with y'all, man.
Yes, it was a lot of joy having you, man. Now again, we got the CEO of V for Life, man, and with us today we got TT. You know, it's your boy JB Roseau. We got the lovely Milan. You already know the vibe. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Y'all have a good one. Peace.